Why don't women ask men out on first dates? I've got 5 more reasons coming up next. What's good, everyone? Mario here. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 more reasons why women don't ask men out on first dates. I've got 4 videos in this full video series, so there are 3 others with 5 other tips. So check those videos out as well. So let's get to it. But first, let me remind you that if you're not fully satisfied with your current dating or your online dating experiences, then I invite you to join one or both of my free online academies. They send out free weekly videos that are designed to help you level up your dating game. Sign up is super easy, takes seconds, and you can do so by clicking the link in the description or the card for this video. So let's get into it. 5 more reasons why women aren't asking men out on first dates. Something that both men and women need to understand so that you can maneuver and just get through this dating scene a whole lot better. You got to know what's out there, what people are thinking, so that you can take better actions for yourself and in dealing with others. So let's get to it. The first reason why women aren't asking men out on first dates is because they believe the man would feel threatened or emasculated. Not true. But that's what they believe. They think that, the guy would fall apart if that were to happen. He would need his roles. He needs to hold on to that role of the masculine, whatever. Not true. And further, what guy would you be interested in as a woman that if you were to ask him out on a first date would fall apart because he's threatened or emasculated? Most guys would be flattered, and most guys would say yes, unless the woman asking was not attractive, annoying, someone horrible to them. I'm guessing that's not you. You're not a bad person. And in most cases, even when we get rejected from a date, someone is usually really super polite to us. So it's never, think back. When was the last time you knew somebody that got super, super embarrassed? It doesn't really happen as much as we think. But moving on. All right. The second reason for women not asking men out is because they are uncomfortable competing. And this is something that a lot of women especially, are influenced by, is a lifetime or a history in their life of not being forced to be competitive. And that's where youth athletics really shows itself to me. The men and women that I've seen as a dating coach who don't have experience in any sort of athletic competition, it shows. They are weaker. They don't know the lessons developed as far as working with teamwork, but also how to succeed, how to fail, how to fall down and get back up, how to handle loss, how to handle rejection, how to handle being cut from a team, how to handle having to work for a success. Those are things that athletics can teach you, and we can learn those lessons in other ways. But a lot of the times, what I can tell you is that women are just, in general, the general population, they're not as advanced as men are as far as embracing a competitive mindset. So they're less likely to be competitive and be like, well, if I need to, I'll ask this guy out myself. Less likely to do that. Men, we know if we don't ask a woman out, the guy next to us, or even friend, our buddy, will be like, well, fuck it. If you're not going to go talk to her, I will. Women don't do that. If you're not going to talk to him, I will. No, a woman will be like, oh, you're not going to talk to him? They'll be like, okay, all right, because you don't want to break the girl code and all that, but it's a great guy. And you're just like, well, I'm not going to talk to him first either. Guys will be like, fuck it, if you're not talking, we're competitive, all right? Women are competitive too, but I'm saying there's a difference, generally speaking, all right? So if you look at it from a very macro level, all right? The next thing that I want to point out to you, the third reason, is that women can have a closed mind about this. They just can have a mind that's already decided that my mom and dad or society said that, the man is supposed to ask the woman out, or my religion teaches me that a man has a certain role, and they have a closed mind. However, a closed mind gets you the same results because you're not taking in any new information to take any new action to yield new results. So if anyone, male or female, has a closed mind, it really limits their actions and the results. So understand, some people just have a closed mind and they can't see that maybe they need to do something differently. Like for this guy that they find supremely attractive and charming, that geez, they can't imagine that, wow, a lot of other women would probably feel the same way too. I bet they want this guy to go out on a date with them too. But you know what? Not everybody is going to ask him out. It might be something that you need to do in that situation. Something to think about, okay? Closed minds don't take you very far in life or the dating world. All right. The fourth reason that I want to bring up is that in this situation of men and women dating, a lot of women want to go out on the date with the guy. A lot of women want to get to know the guy, but a lot of them don't want it bad enough to risk vulnerability and asking the guy, hey, would you like to connect? We should go out sometime and get to know each other a little better. They don't do that because what they want is not valued as much as their desire to avoid vulnerability, which is like this high. All right, so that's going to be an issue. So a lot of times people want things that they just don't want it enough to take the necessary action. All right, so it just remains a want, but it's not a need. It's not a standard. Or I have to have this, or I have to do this. So understand that there's a lot of women out there, just like men. Men want a lot of things. It doesn't mean we're going to take all the action. A lot of women are going to be interested in guys, but not interested enough, or they can't overpower their desire to avoid vulnerability, avoid possible embarrassment, possible pain. They'd rather just stick to the known pain. And the known pain is like, well, I'll just keep on waiting for that guy to ask me out. Another day of it not happening, but I know what that feels like because I keep on breathing, I keep on living, and that's what it's like. The known pain of not being asked out by the guy, not going out. You experience that day in and day out, and you're like, well, I can do this again for another day because I made it through yesterday without him asking me out. That's accepting the known pain. That's also settling. All right, so I would encourage everybody, if you want something, you have to take the action required to achieve it. And if that's not good enough, try a new action. You always have to change up your strategies if it's not working. All right. And the last thing that I want to bring up, women might think that if you ask a guy out first, that you have to pay for the date, which you do, in my opinion. But then you also set yourself up to be always paying because you asked the guy out. Look, here's the situation. If a woman asks a man out on a first date, does she have a concern that, she might have to pay for it? Absolutely. That's preventing a lot of women from asking a man out because they're uncomfortable paying. They don't want to pay. And they're like, shit, I'm going to keep my money. I get it. Men want to keep their money too, though. But here's the thing. It's about life. It's about relationships, and we have to invest. But what I want you to understand is that men and women, you're watching this video, if a man really likes the woman that asks him out on a date, he's maybe going to let her pay for the first date, which could be as cheap as she wants. It could be a $20, let's go have some fucking ice cream. All right. And then you know what? Here's the thing. If he likes you, he might go ahead and pay for the date. He might pay for half of the meal. He might pay for the tip. And if he really likes you, you're not setting up a pattern of you have to pay for every date in the future. If he really likes you, he will be wanting to be like, well, let's do this next time. If there are another dates, he's not expecting you to pay. But a lot of women think that they're setting up a pattern of, well, if I ask him out, then I'm going to have to pay now and in the future. No, you might not even have to pay in the now, but you should be prepared to pay for the now. If you ask someone out on a date, you should be prepared to pay for it. So create dates that you can afford. But understand that if he really likes you, he's going to make an effort. The masculine in him is going to kick in to pay for the tip, pay for half, or pay for all of it if he's feeling you. All right. Now, if he's not feeling you, he might just be like, yeah, sure. By all means, that was a great $20, coffee and cookie, whatever. But that's it. You've invested $20. The both of you hung out for a little bit. But that's why you're in charge of how much the date costs. But ladies do not ask sometimes because they just don't want to pay and they don't want to set up that pattern of paying. But I want you to know that isn't such a big fear. Like guys are watching this video like, yeah, if I like the girl, I'll have no problem paying or chipping in or paying in the future and inviting her out on new dates. If I really like her, like I'll ask her out on the next date. So you just kind of want to get the ball rolling. But a lot of women don't know that. They're kind of skeptical or hesitant to throw in that monkey wrench of what if I pay? Is that setting a bad example? So some things that people don't think about, but I want you all as viewers, both men and women, to understand why women aren't asking men out on first dates. Are they really good reasons? Well, a lot of them, we talk about them, we kind of pull them apart and they fall apart because they're not really good arguments. They're not great beliefs because they're so easily torn apart. So what I want you all to understand is keep your mind open and understand that maybe we need to be more flexible with this relationship and dating scene as far as who does what and why, and also maybe, like, do you need to be a little bit more proactive instead of being reactive? Like, is being reactive the way that we all want to behave in our dating life? Or because it's kind of a risky strategy. The risk is life passes you by. So something to consider if you're watching this video. You want to learn more about like why women are doing it. So you're either a man or woman, and you yourself are in this position of not wanting to ask somebody out first. But again, proactive or reactive approach can be better for you in your life and in your dating life. Something to think about. If you have other thoughts or comments or ideas about anything, by all means, throw those in the comments. I'd love to read them, as would others. Really helps us all out to read what other people have to say. And as always, you all take care until the next video. Thanks for watching. If you appreciated the content from this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And male or female, if you're not satisfied with your dating or online dating experience, I invite you to join one or both of our free academies. We have Get Game Group Academy and Get Game Group Online Dating Academy, both of which send out free weekly videos designed to help you up your game.